September is National Recovery Month, and new data shows a dramatic cultural shift with more women now drinking less or walking away from alcohol entirely. Here to share insight into the rising movement of sober curiosity, holistic recovery, and self-reclamation is Hilary Phelps, a speaker, Ironman triathlete, mother, and founder of The Right Room, a community for women navigating healing, identity, and purpose. Welcome to Great Day, Washington. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Arlene. Thanks for having me.
We really appreciate you. I know you've been sober for 18 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's still one of those things when you hear it, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a long time.
Right. Yeah. What was early recovery like for you?
So I dipped my toe in recovery 20 years ago. It took me a couple of tries to get it. And so for me, it was really isolating because there weren't a lot of people, let alone women, talking about recovery and sobriety in 2005. You know, there's Carrie Fisher who wrote her book, she wrote her book, her memoir, and that was really the only thing. But it's not like it is today when there are so many ways to get sober or tap into a recovery community, and it's really exciting to see a lot of women giving it a try.
We've come a long way, and that's a good thing.
We've come a long way.
Now, we saw some spikes in alcohol use in women during COVID.
Yeah.
Why do you think that was?
I think it became the tool. Like, it was the easy tool. You know, it's acceptable. I mean, it's the one thing that we can turn to. It's available. It's legal. And so we were stuck at home. We were hunkered down. And so we grabbed, men grabbed wine. And we saw a huge increase, a 75% increase in moms. The birth of the mommy wine culture really took off at that time. And you know, the exciting thing about now is we're seeing a decrease. There's an 11% decrease over the past 2 years of women drinking, and that's a really positive movement.
Do we know why that is? Why we're seeing a decrease, do you think?
I think there are studies that are coming out now that saying, you know, it's actually not healthy. It's not, the resveratrol isn't as great as we thought it was.
Right.
And there are other ways to relax. More women are tapping into yoga and meditation and community. And I know a lot of women my age are saying it feels harder to wake up in the morning now, even with one glass of wine. So I think women are really getting curious to what else is out there, and we're seeing more interest in those different modalities.
Yeah, you mentioned community, and you have created a community with The Right Room. Tell us about that.
Yeah, The Right Room, I realize, you know, as women, we navigate transitions, whether it's motherhood or children leaving home, or we want to start a business, or we go through a divorce or get sober. And so where can we go to get that support? And our friends are wonderful, but sometimes maybe they don't understand. So in The Right Room, we support women that are navigating all of these transitions, or women that I call the quiet collapse. There's women who say, like, I have a great home and I'm happy in my marriage and my kids are really healthy and happy, but I feel like there's something missing, and what is that something? And so we guide women back to themselves, finding their voice, setting better boundaries, decreasing people pleasing, all of those things.
That sounds so wonderful.
Thank you.
Sounds very empowering for women to come into this space and learn and grow, and also it sounds very fulfilling for you living your journey through sobriety.
It is, thank you. And we feel like women, we put ourselves last. Like if we look at, you know, showing up for our partners and our job and our children, and then we wake up and we're like, wait, where am I in this line? And so we can start putting ourselves and our needs first. It feels really good for those women, and it feels really exciting for me to see their light come back on, and then to say, like, okay, I am important too.
Well, on behalf of all women, thank you. We love spaces like that. It's wonderful. What would you say to someone who might be watching right now and they're wondering, maybe I have been wanting to quit alcohol, but I just haven't taken that leap? What would you say to that person who's hesitant or,
I would say go for 30 days. See if you can not drink for 30 days. And that's what someone said to me when I first started to explore what sobriety would look like. And I remember feeling like that was impossible. I'm like, I don't know how to go the weekend, let alone 30 days. And so I would invite them to see what that would be like for 30 days. And most people that question drinking, there might be something more to look at there, whether it's just cutting back or drinking or cutting it out entirely.
Yeah, and as you said, there's a lot of resources out there to help as well. Trying for 30 days. Let's say someone's listening and they're like, maybe I'm going to try that, and maybe I'll go check out The Right Room. What kind of, I guess, resources would they find there?
Yeah, so we have group cohorts. We've done 6 weeks sober sisterhood. We have meditations, and we have one-on-one coaching and working with women.
Yeah.
So we really offer a lot of resources, and a podcast.
And a podcast.
Which is really fun.
Also called The Right Room?
It is also called The Right Room, sharing stories of women in transition. Sometimes we can't put words to what we're going through, but if we hear another woman talking about it, it resonates.
Wonderful.
And it taps in.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
For more on Hilary, visit her website, hilaryphelps.com, and follow The Right Room Official on Instagram.